hell of a win for us, against, a team that's the defending Super Bowl champion. So proud of the way our guys played. I really thought offensively, I thought we played really well in the game. Specifically there in the second half for us to be able to move the ball like we did. I mean, coming out in the second half to start the second half and getting the touchdown, it was a huge momentum boost for us. So, happy to get the win and ready to get back to work.
Yeah, she had those two drives in the third quarter. Were there things you saw at halftime? Was there something you identified that we can go after that?
I think we felt like there were some opportunities for us, and I think our guys took advantage of those opportunities. So, we felt like there was some stuff that we could do in the run game that we liked against them, and we got to a few of those plays in the second half. And I don't know that the touchdown pass to Olave was under the circumstances was what we kind of expected, but we got a good look, and Olave ran a great route, and Andy put the ball on him. It was great protection. Our offensive line, I think, for as banged up as they are, I thought they came out, against a really good front and played outstanding in the game. So there's a lot of young guys that stepped up and took on an added role and played well.
Coach, did y'all match up, or did you, during practice, during the week, did you match up pro Stafford against where he's sitting out for some reason? Because I know you didn't know exactly the timeline.
Yeah, we had a pretty good feel for Stafford playing in the game, and so we had a little bit of a plan for Perkins being in the game, but yet we didn't expect to see him, for a whole half. So we had to make a few adjustments there as we went along. But yeah, we kind of anticipated seeing Stafford, and then we had to adjust a little bit when we saw a lot more Perkins.
Yeah, you guys had three guys out on the offensive line and did a pretty good job of keeping Aaron Donald at bay for the most part. What was kind of the emphasis there this week with that matchup?
Yeah, put as many hats on him as we can. I mean, he's a hell of a player, and it's hard to block him with one. It's hard to block him with two. We just tried to put as many hats on him as we could and try to limit his ability to just take over the game. And I thought overall, our guys did a pretty good job. I mean, I know we made some plays, but I thought overall, I think the offensive line deserves a lot of credit. I think the offensive coaches, and specifically the line coaches, getting those guys ready to play, I thought that was outstanding.
Coach, it seemed the average drive start was between the 30 and 35-yard line. How much did that factor into the success of the offense today?
Well, look, I mean, anytime you get good field position, it's beneficial, for the offense, and we've talked about that a lot in terms of creating field position for the offense. And look, we had a punt that we pinned them down there on, I think, the 3-yard line. We were able to, get off the field defensively and create some field position there. So I think that's really what a complementary game's all about. That's really what a team wins all about, is creating field position and taking advantage of it when you got it.
That was about seeing the snap count breakdown between Taysom and Andy. It looked like the decision was pretty much kind of rotate those guys in and have a lot today. What went into that decision? Why was that the way against kind of one of the?
Yeah, look, I mean, I just think, each week we go in and try to, figure out what's the best way that we can move the ball and be effective and score points. And, I felt like we had a good plan for both Andy and Taysom at the quarterback position. And I thought Pete called a good game. I thought those guys went out there and executed the plan. So it's always good when it works, right? I mean, everybody. I thought the offense did a really good job.
Just following up on that a little bit, was the plan going in to kind of get Taysom a lot of run, or was it just something that developed during the game?
No, the plan going in was to get Taysom involved, As a matter of fact, I think Andy got a little frustrated throughout the week that we had so many plays where Taysom was in at the quarterback position. But that's the great thing about our group. You know, our group just wants to win, and they'll do whatever they have to do to try to win. And that was something that we felt gave us a good chance this week, and our guys went out and executed it.
Dennis, not that you need any justification, but do you think today's play by Andy kind of cemented your belief in, making
Yeah, look, we're just trying to win games, and so I don't really look at it that way. We put a plan together offensively to go out and execute. I think our players went out and executed it at a high level, and we won a football game. And so we'll take that, we'll feel good about it, and we'll get ready to move on to the next one.
Coach, look at the stats here. 2 penalties today. Clearly, it's something that smart football, I guess. I mean, what's your thoughts on just playing a clean game today?
Yeah, well, look, we didn't do things that were going to beat ourselves today, and that was good to see. Look, I thought we had a great week of practice. I thought our guys were locked in and focused in on the plan. They knew what we had to do. And we had some guys that haven't played a lot that stepped up and did some good things.
Dennis, was this the most that you've used Taysom in passing, just pure pass plays as opposed to mostly running it? And would you say this is maybe your recipe going forward offensively, is to have a bigger mix of each guy at quarterback?
Yeah, I think we got to look at that on a week-by-week basis. I'm not ready to sit here and say that we're going to just carbon copy the game plan for next week. Next week we got a different opponent. It'll be challenging. So, but yeah, I thought it was a good plan, and I thought our guys executed it.
I was going to ask you this even before you mentioned that about Andy splitting the snaps with Taysom in practice this week. How has Andy responded to the kind of the not for sure knowing how long he's going to be in this role?
Look, he's a veteran player. He's been in this league for a long time. He understands how things operate. And look, we all know as a football team, all of us understand that when you're not having the success that you want to have, then everything's going to get evaluated. And so I think he's handled it outstanding. I think our whole group's handled, the pressures of the season and not probably living up to some of the expectations that we had for ourselves. I think they've all handled that well, and I think it showed out there today.
And yeah, Andy's performance, but the offense as a whole today, after admittedly the last 2 weeks had probably been the least effective offensive performances, was that really important to see that response this week?
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. I give a ton of credit to the offensive coaches and the offensive players. And, again, put a good plan together, go out and execute the plan. And that's what they did today.
Hey, Dennis, how do you feel like the defensive line did, especially without Cam and Davenport?
It looked like they played pretty well. I don't know that we got as much pressure as I would have liked early on, on the especially in that 2-minute drive. I thought we were more effective getting after the quarterback in the second half. But I think overall it looked to me, on the hoof that they did pretty well. And obviously we lost Peyton fairly early in the game. So,
Speaking of complimentary football, can you speak to all 3 phases of the game today, as well as the punt returns, if you don't mind?
Yeah, look, I thought, really with the exception of probably the one return, I thought all 3 phases, played well today. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a ton of negatives to talk about. There was just guys that went out and played good football. And that's what you have to do in our league. You have to just go out and do your job and just play good football. And I thought we did that today.
Dennis, did you think your team had kind of a backs against the wall type of mentality this week, and just kind of knowing how important it is to get some positive momentum at this stage of the season?
Yeah, look, we're well aware of where we're at in the season, and And I thought our guys came out and they were swinging today, and it was good to see.
You know, it can be kind of hard to gauge with a punter, but it has Blake Gillikin kind of gotten into a groove the last few weeks?
Well, he certainly was in a little bit of a groove today, it looked like. So I thought he punted the ball well today. And so that's part of, you know, just getting the consistency, you know, each and every week. And you know, that's all of us.